Welcome, everyone, to the Entertainment Arena, your go-to source for all things entertainment, sports, and gaming, from business news to hot takes. I'm Thomas Schultz. Thank you for joining me here this week. And thanks to Mike Benatar for hopping on last week to talk about the awards season and Amazon taking over the RSN investment. And now let's get into this week's topics and kicking it off, no pun intended there, with the news that's going on right now, and that's the NFL playoffs. Specifically the NFL Divisional round, which was this past weekend. And it was another big win for the NFL. All of our broadcasts saw high ratings across ESPN, ABC's simulcast, NBC, Fox, and CBS. The biggest win of them all, though, came this weekend on Sunday night when the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills played each other on CBS. That game saw just over 50 million viewers, which is more than the previous divisional high of 40.5 million viewers from 2017's broadcast on Fox between the Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers. And that's also way over last year's time slot, also on Fox between the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers at 45.6 million viewers. So 1.5 million over 2017, which was the previous high, and 4.4 over last year's. Ironically, both are against the Cowboys, and they claim to be America's team, but it's showing that people are tuning into other games versus the Chiefs and other teams. This broadcast also saw the largest NFL TV audience since the Super Bowl, and that's not expected to last, with two great storylines in the conference championships next week. That includes the Detroit Lions' continued run toward a long-time Super Bowl bid appearance, and then also a matchup in the AFC Conference Championship game between MVP likely Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, and Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs looking to go back to the Super Bowl. And it's also a matchup, two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, even though we also got that with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. What was another great matchup in this Chiefs-Bills rivalry, the biggest viral moment, however, was not that of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's relationship. Although it did involve a Kelce, and that was that of Jason Kelce. That video of Jason Kelce chugging a beer, jumping into the Buffalo Bills stands, shirtless, went viral across all social media platforms and continued to be a talking point Monday morning and Monday throughout the day on all sports platforms. And what a great moment for Jason Kelce. How could this moment not be the most viral moment? He's one of the league's most popular players. He's a family guy, as we found out on his podcast with his brother Travis, New Heights. And he's probably on a nice little retirement tour right now, kind of hinted at on his podcast, and it was reported after the Eagles lost in their wild card matchup to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, we're probably going to see him pop up also next week in Baltimore. Well, when the Chiefs are trying to get back to the Super Bowl. He's very supportive of his brother, so we're likely going to see more Jason Kelce content. Not sure we're going to see it like this, though. On top of that, we had great matchups, though, between the Baltimore Ravens and the Houston Texans, the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the San Francisco 49ers and Green Bay Packers. ABC's telecast of the Ravens-Texans game came in at the low end of the weekend, though, at 32 million, which isn't shocking because it was the first game of the weekend and it was midday on Saturday. Whereas Fox's Saturday broadcast of the Packers and 49ers saw 37.5 million viewers. Both of these telecasts were, though, still higher than last year's time slots. And then NBC Peacock continues to grow and show great streaming audience numbers with 40.4 million viewers for Detroit's Lions' magical run against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And now we move on to next weekend's conference championships. And while those are great football stories, again, with Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and Detroit storybook run right now, another thing is to watch out for is the commercials. And that's because it's the great run leading up to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl coming in at in 2-3 weeks, you'll start to see the teases of those commercials and trailers for some of the movies and shows. Now, with the commercials having sold out in November, many advertisers look to the conference championships to start teasing their actual campaign for the Super Bowl or actually go ahead and launch it. Reportedly, a 30-second spot for this year's Super Bowl on CBS came in around $7 to $9 million. We'll be sure to talk about all of our favorite Super Bowl commercials following the game in Las Vegas on February 11th, and you can catch Super Bowl 53 live on CBS from Las Vegas. Coverage will begin all day. As well, the Sports Hangar will have plenty of coverage with it. Mike and Jeremy will be covering it right here, and they'll actually be in Las Vegas this weekend, so I'm sure they're going to be giving some teasing coverage of the game. Now on to our next big topic, and that's came this morning with the 2024 Academy Award nominations. So I've been talking about with Mike the last few weeks, and it's really getting down in nitty-gritty in award season. A lot of big nominations came out, but no surprise here that Oppenheimer took in the most nominations with 13, including Best Picture, Best Director for Christopher Nolan, Best Actor for Cillian Murphy, Best Supporting Actor Robert Downey Jr., who is the favorite to win that award, and Best Supporting Actress in Emily Blunt. The second highest went to Poor Things with 11 nominations, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress, which Emma Stone is the favorite for that award, and then Best Supporting Actor in Mark Ruffalo. And then the third most came with Killers of the Flower Moon for Best, and with 10 nominations, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actress. Lily Gladstone is the second favorite for Best Actress in this category. Now, there are a lot of snubs. We always hear about snubs when it comes to the Academy Awards. And nothing is more pressing when it comes to the Academy Awards than seeing when Leonardo DiCaprio pops up. However, he was snubbed this year, despite nominations coming in the Critics' Choice Awards, Golden Globes, and the upcoming Screen Actors Guild Awards on Netflix. Bradley Cooper also wasn't nominated for Best Director for Maestro, although he did earn a nomination for Best Actor for his portrayal of Leonard Bernstein, who the film is made for, and earned multiple nominations. That film, again, is Maestro on Netflix. And then The Color Purple, a critical and commercial holiday hit and a big screen adaptation of the hit Tony Award-winning Broadway musical, which this movie was produced by Oprah Winfrey, saw only one nomination despite numerous nominations for during the Critics' Choice Awards, Screen Actors Guild, and Golden Globes. That lone nomination went to Danielle Brooks. However, the biggest news of all the snubs comes in the form of Barbie. Now, Barbie did get 8 nominations, including Best Film, Best Supporting Actor in Ryan Gosling, Best Supporting Actress in America Ferrera, and Best Song with I'm Just Ken, which is the favorite to win the Academy Award as it's been winning that Best Song award across numerous award shows. Now, these two biggest snubs were that of Margot Robbie not getting Best Actress and Greta Gerwig not getting Best Director. And this is very unfortunate and a very sad day. The Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences, who's the academy that puts on the Oscars year over year, has historically faced criticism of their lack of diverse nominations. Now, it has historically been a gentleman's club per se, and as more and more female winners, you get brought into the academy, and they've invited more and more female and diverse audiences into the academy. There have been attempts, again, like I said, to rectify that, but never in the big 6 categories. Those categories are Best Film, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Supporting Actor and Actress. Now, again, we thought things were changing when membership was expanded and more diverse. Parasite example, the best film, foreign film, and the first foreign film to win Best Picture came out of Korea. Black Panther, a superhero film about a black superhero and T'Challa portrayed incredibly by the late Chadwick Boseman, was nominated for Best Film. We thought these were 2 big steps forward in diversification of awards. Now, it's not that Black Panther did anything special. It definitely, though, was a big moment in the box office. Same with Parasite. And that's something that was big for the Oscars for the last several years. Greta Gerwig, though, is no stranger to being snubbed. She's been nominated 3 times for Best Picture for Lady Bird, Little Women, and now Barbie, and only one of those nominations has garnered her a Best Director nomination, and that was Lady Bird. Great film with Saoirse Ronan and Timothée Chalamet. For Margot Robbie, this role in film showed why movies were made in the first place. She was a producer on the film. It was one of the reasons why she took the role of Barbie in the film. She wanted to put it out there, and she wanted this message put out there to show that you could be entertained while also driving a powerful message. This film has already a tough run in the award space, though, and wouldn't have received a telecasted acceptance speech for Best Comedy at the Critics' Choice Awards if it weren't for Chelsea Handler going off script and allowing both Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie and giving them a chance to give that acceptance speech. Normally, Best Comedy is not allowed, and knowing that the film was not going to win an award for Best Film, she wanted the movie to get its acclaim. And again, it should be given acclaim. It showed what was big last year. Now, is Barbie going to win Best Film, Best Director, Best Actress in the Oscars? Not likely, as Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, and Emma Stone for Poor Things are the favorites in those categories, which we'll get into the categories and favorites come March when it gets closer to the Academy Awards. But when it comes to the Oscars, just being nominated is an accolade in itself. And for Barbie, a film that should have been celebrated for doing something incredible in the box office, in a year when the theater struggled, I don't think we had a billion-dollar movie last year, except maybe Barbie. And we saw record low attendances. We saw normal films that were guaranteed box office hits bomb. That's Indiana Jones, it's Marvel, it's DC. We're not seeing the typical victories. Barbie was a rare win last year, and it should have been celebrated in a year again when theaters struggled. And it won't get that celebration it deserves. Now, more criticism would have come had America Ferrera not been nominated for Best Supporting Actress, because then it would have shown that only an actor, a man, in a movie that was made for women would have gotten an award nomination for Best Supporting Actor and actually Best Song, since Ryan Gosling is the one that performs it, Ken. Luckily, the Academy made the right choice there in nominating America Ferrera. She played incredibly well, supporting that role as the mother in Barbie. But again, this should have never happened. And it's going to be a talking point on March 10 on the Oscars. And I got to say, it's a shame that the Academy allowed this. It's a shame the Academy is not recognizing Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie. It's a dark day in movies awards, and they should be ashamed of themselves. I hope that it gets better in the years coming, especially with movies like Barbie pushing the envelope. And I really wish it would have gotten the recognition it deserved. Again, shame on the Academy. And then moving on to our next and final story, the one that came from the top ropes this morning. Big news, Netflix. Starting in January 2025, Netflix will be the exclusive home to WWE Raw. And this is a big deal as we now see a historic franchise that has been on cable with the WWE move exclusively to a streaming platform, the world's largest exclusive streaming platform as well. Raw is the most popular of the three properties of the WWE that air on linear TV. But that lineup is also shaking up this year. WWE, which has been on Fox for the last several years, is moving back to USA where it was previously, and WWE NXT, which shows the up-and-comers of the WWE universe, will be moving to the CW. Now, this WWE Raw deal will be a 10-year deal, which will reportedly saw Netflix pay $5 billion to TKO, the parent company of both WWE and the UFC. The stream will launch in North America, the United Kingdom, and Latin America first before going global. And this will see 52 weeks of originals every Monday throughout the year. And that's something that the WWE always boasts about with all three of their properties, with Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, is that they're the only property that make original content week over week. The deal also sees Netflix become the exclusive home to WWE premium content outside of the United States, like WrestleMania. Peacock, which has been the home of the streaming part of WWE with the WWE channel and their exclusive streaming packages and premium events like WWE WrestleMania, will continue to be the home of those properties in the United States. But you got to question, how much longer? Those rights are coming to an end soon. And with those rights coming to an end, we know that the streaming platform is going to get bigger and bigger. And that brings me to what to watch for. What to watch for. What to watch for is our segment that we talk about what's coming up and what I think is going to happen in the entertainment and sports world. And it's a prediction that I'm looking to with Netflix. So now we see Netflix is getting into the live sports and entertainment game officially with their taking over of the WWE rights. Netflix continues to increase their investment in live events. Along with WWE Raw, Netflix now has the Screen Actors Guild Awards, and they've been putting on special sports events like the Netflix Cup, their weird hybrid between golf and F1 leading into November's Las Vegas Grand Prix, and the Netflix Slam, which is coming up on March 3rd between Rafael Nadal and Carlos Alcaraz. They've also been doing more live comedy specials like the one they did with Chris Rock last year. So this makes me think and not only believe, but I'm almost certain we're going to see more and more Netflix live events on the platform. And that leads me to my prediction right here, right now, that Netflix will be a major player come the sports rights negotiation windows. Major League Baseball streaming deal with Peacock expired at the end of last season, and although it's been reportedly been extended for the 2024 season, we don't know how long that package is actually going to be with Peacock. The NBA has a full-blown rights window opening up at the end of this season with the ESPN and TNT's TV rights ending after next season, so the negotiations will start soon. Last week, I said that I believe Amazon will end up being the second rights holder along with ESPN because, one, they invested in the RSNs, but two, they've always been rumored to be wanting to get into the NBA game. I still believe Amazon will end up in those rights, but we'll see Netflix be at the table with them negotiating. And then F1 has their rights right now with ESPN and ESPN Plus on the United States, but those expire at the end of 2025. And we know that F1 is big on Netflix, as their documentary really has helped the increase of fandom in the United States. Now, what I think is going to happen here is that Netflix is going to be a big player for Major League Baseball and F1 come 2025. I think Peacock's package has been great, but why not get Major League Baseball in front of more and more people? Yes, Apple TV has the Friday Night Baseball window, and that's going to stay on Apple TV. But it wouldn't shock me also if Netflix gets involved with something bigger like the NFL. We know the Peacock game was big last weekend, or 2 weeks ago with the wild card round. We know that the NFL saw that, and they actually came out and said they saw it was a big success, and they want more streaming games in the future, including possibly next season, which I also predicted. I think the NFL will talk to Netflix because they'll want to get many eyes in front of the game. And I really believe Netflix wants to increase their live streaming packages and their live events on the platform. And the NFL makes sense too, especially with the success of quarterbacks, their 2023 documentary that followed Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota. The PGA Tour is also an interesting one to keep an eye out there too, because Netflix, obviously with the Netflix Cup, wants to get into golf, and they have full swing their golf documentary, which is premiering later in the first quarter of 2024, the second season. So again, keep your eye on Netflix and how big of a player they become in the sports world. And that's it for the entertainment arena this week. Thank you for checking it out today. Please be sure to check out the sportshangover.com. Bunch of swag on the website. We've got a bunch of different shirts, sweaters. Yes, it's been raining here in California and around the country, so bundle up warm, but we know that spring and summer is coming soon, so get those tees, get ready for the sun to come out more. Check us out on Instagram at @the_sports hangover, TikTok at the sports hangover, and our YouTube channel, youtube.com/the sports hangover. And check out Mike talking with Sam Gaffon possibly later this week about the conference championships, and every Monday with Mike and Jeremy on the Sports Hangover. Once again, I'm Thomas Schultz. And for more of your sports, entertainment, gaming news, make sure you come back right here to the entertainment arena. Take care, and I'll see you next week.